Hey, welcome back to the Big Rancho. As always, thank you for joining me. A year ago on this day, Sherin Mathews was reported missing by her father, who claimed to have left her outside because she wouldn't drink her milk in the middle of the night. We later found out, of course, the true, vile nature of what actually happened. The man murdered his child and stuffed her in a culvert. A year later, he has still not been tried. A year later, he is still pending trial and has had his bond reduced, I believe, twice. I don't know why, but for some reason, this case kind of stuck with me. I made a number of videos on it, and I really couldn't tell you why. I could not tell you what made this girl more special than any of the other children I've read about being murdered by their parents. But I do know one thing. I do know that Sherin deserves justice. And the fact this man has not been put on trial, locked up, or even put on death row at this point, I do not understand. I understand it can take a while to do it to get a case done. But this was pretty open and shut, wouldn't you think? He's admitted that he did it. The medical examiner concluded that it was murder or homicide. Yet, the man is still awaiting trial. So where's the justice? We're supposed to have a just system. But it seems like our system is protecting the perpetrators more than the victims sometimes. It's a year later. A child is gone. And there's a lot of blame to go around. CPS had been called. They didn't, they stopped investigating. Other family members saw what was going on, said nothing. And in the end, Sherin Mathews is dead. And nobody seems to be doing anything about it. And I really don't know what to think. At this point in time, you would figure that trial would have been open, shut, and done. Anyhow, it continues. If I ever have an update, whenever I get an update on a trial, a sentencing, I will bring that to you. Until then, keep fighting for justice for the children out there who are being, abused and harmed by different people. Whether it be their parents, whether it be physical or emotional abuse, whether it be being murdered, being kidnapped, being sexually abused, whatever. Keep those children in your thoughts and prayers. But don't just pray. Don't just think. Do. Join up with people are like-minded and want to pass laws to help protect children. Like the people that are pushing for Sherin's law. Help them get this law passed. This law would prevent a child such as Sherin Mathews at 3 years old from being left home alone while the rest of the family goes out and has a good time at a restaurant. No child that young should be left home alone to begin with. It's not right. That in and of itself is abuse and neglect. That child should have been taken away from the Mathews home long before she was ever murdered. Our justice system, our child protective services in the state of Texas failed Sherin Mathews, like it fells thousands of other children across this country every single day. Every single day, a child is being abused or murdered, it seems like. And that may not be the case. Maybe it's not every day, but I'm sure there are children out there being abused every day of the week that CPS probably even knows about, and CPS has done nothing for. I really don't know what else to say, but definitely we've got to do more. We have to protect our children that are in this country and in this world, period. Children are the future, and they shouldn't have to be suffering from physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. They should not have their lives cut short because of the temper of an asshole parent. Just keep that in mind. If you see something, say something. Because I'm tired of seeing it. It seems like I'm constantly seeing stories of children being abused, molested, killed by people that are supposed to love them, are supposed to care for them. I don't have children of my own, and so I couldn't imagine how someone could deal with loss of a child, much less be the cause of the loss of their child at their own hand. How anyone could condone that? How anybody could sit there and look at their own child, I don't care if they're adopted or not, and think, "Oh, I'll kill them today." It takes a vile and disgusting human being who does not deserve to walk our streets to do that. I hope Mr. Mathews ends up in prison forever, for the rest of his life. Period. And I'm not a huge supporter of the death penalty. I'm really not. But you murder a child, that's where you deserve to be. Here in Texas, he deserves to be down in Huntsville, waiting to receive a lethal injection. Even though I believe lethal injection is too good for this SOB. Anyhow, please keep, Sherin Mathews and all the children that are being abused or have been harmed by their parents in any way, keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Reach out and try to do something if you can. If you got local organizations that are trying to, do things to help abused children, then join them. Help them. Do a fundraiser for them if you can. Because it takes money, time, and resources to get laws passed and to do things to help the children that really need the help. It's too late for Sherin Mathews, of course. But it's not too late for others. We can push through laws like Sherin's Law to ensure at least that the neglect is not allowed. Because if something like that was going on and somebody had reported it sooner, Sherin Mathews would still be here. Anyhow, this has been the Big Ranch Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck, and I'll see you down the road.